Okay, so I finally found the English version that I'm looking for. So this is the Bungie ViDoc Forged in the Storm, and I'm actually really curious to see what they're gonna have here because I've seen, it in my Twitter feed, and supposedly it's pretty good. So obviously we're gonna, find out here in a second. But let's take a quick gander. I don't know if we could play it. I don't know if it could be loud.
Beyond Light kicks off the next trilogy of stories that we're trying to tell with Destiny.
Dude, Luke Smith's beard is just massive now.
Players are going to go on a journey to discover the true nature of light and dark.
It's the beginning of players learning more about the darkness.
He's evolving more to a mountain man now
than,
at
in
this
fact,
point.
going so far as to wield it.
Hold on. I want to see what okay, so it almost looks like this is like a Vex thing, but this could also be the Deepstone Crypt that people were talking about. I know there's like lore behind the Deepstone Crypt that it's really Vex technology taken and modified so we can make exos and all this stuff. So that was actually kind of interesting, or it's actually the opposite, where the exos are actually the first generations of Vex that eventually become or come to be in the future and then come back in time. Obviously it's, the time thing, but I've seen this a couple times. Like, they keep bringing this part up, and I wonder what this. I wonder if this is like a Vex structure, or if this is a Deepstone Crypt, or if it's a crash landed ship. I don't really know what it is.
It's about leaving comfort and safety behind, walking a different road.
No time to explain. What is he using? Look at the guns here.
That you may have believed you were destined for.
Oh, now that I think about this, I wonder if so back in the Drifter lore, the Drifter actually explained that he was with the fire team. He set out a long time ago. He crash landed on a planet. He got stranded with a whole bunch of other people, and eventually, slowly but surely, he was getting picked off one after another. And they weren't just getting picked off like dying, coming back. They were getting stripped of their light. There was some kind of weird dark creature on this icy planet that was plaguing Drifter's fire team like throughout the whole entirety of their, time on there, until he was the last one. Somehow he's able to capture one and escape. So I wonder if we are going to come across the ruins of the Drifter, because there was a trailer where the Drifter, the Stranger, and Eris did meet together, and I wonder if the Drifter is coming back to the place where he was tormented when he was on his little voyage to the outer reaches of her system.
What makes something bad?
Ah, it's really cool.
Darkness dark.
Or from the lab BRB? Alright.
Who's right? Who wasn't?
Oh, the Drifter has an arrival coin? Okay, we got, what's his name?
How are those learnings going to change?
All I remember is
the
Meatloaf.
characters that you have gotten to know over the last 6 years?
All I know is he killed Kite. Wait, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back here a second. Wait, who is this?
That you have gotten to know over the last 6 years.
Is that Eris? She's got a black orb. Is she using stasis as well? Drifter's using stasis? What? Okay. This almost reminds me of the Allspark from Transformers.
A new adventure. Guardians for the longest time have been bathed.
Or the Guardians from Halo.
Fighting back evil, and now we're starting to move into that gray area between the light and dark.
If the darkness reaches out, we must reach back.
I will not sanction this.
In Season of Arrivals, the Vanguard is divided. You have some characters telling you, we should fight these ships, and we have other characters who are saying, no, we should find out what they want. We should get to know them and understand
that's weird.
more. But it definitely comes to a head.
So the stream is buffering?
Destiny is really just about how all the different characters and factions are
or the quality
to these disappeared destinations and what that means as the pyramids have.
Hold on one second. Let me look to see this myself. The quality seems good for me. I do have the bitrate up high. I wonder if that's a problem. Am I dropping any frames on slabs? No, I'm not. That's weird. I wonder why that is. All right, going back to this. I see. Unfortunately, I got this part spoiled for me. I seen a meme on Twitter about whether we liked it or not. We stepped into peace with the Cabal on Mars, and I seen these two. Obviously, the image that was clipped on Twitter wasn't really high def, but I just realized that Osiris is in the background with Zavala. That's actually really cool. Hype for Aldrin returning, dude. I'm hyped as well, man. Yo, Myth, thank you for the resub, dude. I appreciate that.
Arrived in our system, not for the first time, but for the second time.
So Aldrin, or
We're gonna see
not
the return
Aldrin,
of a character who's been
Osiris
absent for
and
too long
Zavala
time,
are
a stranger.
teamworking or
Boy,
working
does
with
she have a
the
lot to
Cabal
say.
to stop
She
something.
has a lot.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. I wonder if so. A while ago, Callus actually mentioned a couple times that we're actually on the same side, where he was actually like basically grooming us and making us stronger so we could fight another enemy. And I wonder if we're gonna see more of Callus coming soon, you know, because it just showed that we're working with the Cabal. So I wonder if Callus is gonna like team up with us to help us take the darkness on.
Of time to explain.
When I know more, you'll know more.
She has shown up to encourage us to take on the darkness, and the only way to truly stop it is to work with it.
And here comes our guardian. Right on time.
I do hope that we get playable missions where all three of them join us.
Why did the darkness invite us here?
Europa is.
Wait, hold on. Was that a character talking?
Like a time capsule.
That was our character talking.
Europa is huge.
Killer destination, freezing cold.
Desolate.
Some of the most beautiful spaces I've ever seen in a video game.
Okay, this must be the Braytech facilities.
There was a lot built on Europa during the Golden Age, and a lot of that was built underground. Clovis Bray had some research facilities there, really pushing the limits of technology and innovation there, maybe stepping in.
Hold on, let's go back a couple seconds. You can see the Exos in the chamber. There's a lot of rumors, and even I speculated this at some point, is that supposedly the Deepstone Crypt keeps records of previous memories if you're an Exo. So if you die, you get re-uploaded. That's why they add numbers at the end of, what's it called? At the Exos, depending how many times they die. So there's a rumor that Cage 6 might be coming back as Cage 7, depending on if we can reboot his memory log and all that stuff. Obviously, we'll see how the game works, but it's possible to bring him back.
We shouldn't have.
Under the eyes, all kinds of secrets.
I'm so excited for what players are going to find.
The storm on Europa was actually something we've wanted to do for a long time.
We wanted it to feel harsh.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Is there a way from... I don't think there's a way for me to zoom in. Yo, does that harpy have a Minotaur body? Down here? You guys see this right here? Is that a harpy with a Minotaur body?
We wanted it to feel harsh.
The weather system is so awesome. Like, you're walking through...
I actually really like the design of the hand cannon sidearm.
Things start happening.
Coming across like Fallen or Vex for the first time, you can barely make out the glow in their eyes.
The sound of the wind, the ice will change based on what the weather is looking like. You'll actually feel
it actually looks really cool visually.
Changing around you to match the storm.
That makes sense why they're making us delete it, delete Destiny and then reinstall it so they can do the whole weather system in Destiny. Which I'm actually really glad they're doing. It gives a new version, or basically adds more immersion.
And she set up a forward base. She has lieutenants who have gotten their hands on stasis, gotten their hands on the darkness, and they're learning to wield it.
One by one, we will rise again.
And so I think her motivations are really interesting too.
Today, we begin breaking free from our chains.
Aramis really challenges a lot of the ways that we think about light and darkness. She's going to make you think about your relationship with the Traveler.
She's a compelling leader, and she has a vision. And especially after the collapse of their society, people, I think, the Fallen wanted someone to follow.
Is the light going to be enough? I think we've seen that we need some new tools to fight our enemies with.
Maybe it's time to fight fire with fire.
There's this.
Or ice with ice.
Here's a closer look at let's see.
Enemies with. Maybe it's time.
This is the Harpy Minotaur hybrid I was looking at. Dude, I like the redesign of certain Vex, man. I really do. And I like how they have mini versions of the what's it called? What was the boss name at the end of Scourge of the Pass? Outbreak Perfected, or whatever. You know, I like that they showed some of those guys too.
To fight fire with fire. Or
That's
ice
cool.
With ice.
Stasis is, you know, not just a set of new supers, but it's a new damage type. We've got so.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at this. So overall, everything looks the same. Obviously, the backgrounds is different. So artifacts is still a thing, obviously. So let's see if there's anything new here.
Solar Void Arc, and now we've got Stasis.
The idea for Stasis all really came back from the gameplay idea of freezing someone.
That was kind of the theme that everyone's
I actually do like the
behind.
Stasis
You know, Dean
power
was an
stuff.
amazing concept artist, had some images that really kind of put us on the right path.
Yeah, dude, the design team and art team has always done a great job, in my opinion. I've always liked everything they've made.
So when we say cosmic ice, that's kind of where the cosmic comes in.
Once he freezes solid, I'm able to hit him again and to shatter him in pieces.
Wait, hold on. Let's go back.
Shatter him in pieces.
The pieces break apart and explode.
So you freeze him and run through him almost like a
shards that
Titan
can
Smash?
damage you. So all of that kind of came together when we landed on that theme.
I wonder if you can use a stasis wall as like cover, like, you know, like let's say if you almost like the barriers that we have. I wonder if you can use that to like stand behind and take cover from shots.
There's also some really great ways that you can upgrade it.
Then you start getting into like the more interesting parts, things that we're calling aspects and fragments, which are additional ways to modify your subclass.
Aspects. Okay, so we have. Wait, hold on. This is our tree. I wonder if we. So obviously, I probably should listen more, but it seems like we're gonna have our customizations of our trees where we can design the abilities we want here. Like this is basically our main thing, and aspects are almost like, how do I want to say this? Almost like modifiers. I'm thinking. Conflicts trap, motionless, and crystal infinite possibilities held in tranquil. Okay. Casting rift generates a shockwave that frees. Oh, okay. So this is modifiers for whatever you have. Okay.
Aspects are a little bit more potent. And then the fragments are the things that are class agnostic, but depending on what your class is and depending on what your aspects are and how you want to play, you're probably going to be starting to select different ones in there. This is just the beginning for Stasis. We're going to continue to.
That's actually really cool. So
I'm just excited for players to get their hands on this.
Hold on, let's replay that again. I want to make sure I'm hearing this right.
But depending on what your aspects are a little bit more potent. And then the fragments are the things that are class agnostic, but depending on what your class is and depending on what your aspects are and how you want to play, you're probably going to be starting to select different ones in there. This is just the beginning for Stasis. We're going to continue to expand on it. We're just excited for players to get their hands on this.
That's actually really cool. So, you know, I mean, I'm not sure if anybody's ever played like any other game, but a lot of like MMO games, which I know that's what they're trying to do right now, is turn Destiny into more of an MMO focused game. A lot of those MMO games usually have abilities called crowd control or CC, which allows you to either stun, you know, confuse, or have enemies flee. And it seems like they have a version of crowd control in here with these fragments and aspects to like freeze enemies, which is actually really cool. That's gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna be done in raids and all that stuff. Like if there's gonna be like waves of ads that you might have to, you know, either CC and, you know, either use for damage or whatever. I don't know. I just think that's cool that they're starting to go more down that route, and I like how we're actually having abilities to do crowd control.
When we're creating a new power.
So we never really had that
Stasis,
before,
we do what
except for
we
like a
call
bubble.
source
And that's
jam.
it.
Everyone on the team blocks out about a week where we can say, okay, you're going to go out into the world, microphone, recorder, record anything that reminds you of cosmic ice. That gives us the palette that we can build the eventual sounds out of.
I found personally that the best way to do it was at night. But doing screams, screeches, and blood-curdling yells is a little scary at night. Then I had a really rumbly stomach, and that also was recorded. There was also a breast pump.
I like how they're showing this process and how they like figure out the audio and, you know, use whatever inspiration then modify it to make it sound like what it is in Destiny.
Exotic weapons for you.
I think that's kind of cool. I actually really like when they show that stuff because it's always interests me.
No Time to Explain is coming back. Instead of just being the gun that refills your magazine when you land precision hits, you actually get a little time portal, and it starts spitting out rounds alongside you. You can actually have that on top of the Arc Soul, so you can be your own little mini firing squad and build for it.
Wait, hold on. I want to hear that again. So he said it's like an Arc Soul, but does that mean it's only usable with... No, I don't think it would only be usable with a Warlock, right? Because it's an exotic, it could be usable for all weapons. That's actually really cool, because I actually really like Arc Soul, you know, with the exotic cannons that turn into like a sentry or a turret.
Another one.
So that actually makes No Time to Explain a lot better, and I like that.
Your sword's energy to give yourself a new combo that ends up in a big spinning slash. Probably the largest selling point for a lot of people is that it slices right through barrier champions.
I think the largest draw for most people is actually going to be the fact that it is a chainsaw sword.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is gonna be a good competitor for Ariana's, because I know everybody loves to use Ariana's in GMs for just the barriers because it two-shots them. But dude, that's actually really cool. I like the whole chainsaw sword. Reminds me of like a Gears slash Monster Hunter weapon.
A set of exotic arms that looks like it is crafted from Golden Age tech. When you activate it, you sort of slam your arms down, create a burst of stasis energy, and then you cover yourself in an overshield.
Yeah, that's cool.
The Warlock exotic is Necrotic Grip. If you are facing a wave of thralls running at you, you can nail them with your melee attack, and it starts to burst and sort of cascade through the whole group.
So like an AoE damage. That's actually really cool. I wonder if it's like if somebody else runs into it afterwards, does it also chain to that? That's actually is really cool.
Hasn't tried it out, it's a really great time to jump in on New Light, that entry experience for free players.
I thought that was a G-Horn for a second, and I was like, no, not again.
When New Light launched, we brought back a small portion of the Cosmodrome. This year, we're bringing back a much larger portion of the destination.
Okay.
It takes some of the experiences that started with original Destiny 1, but puts
pretty much the same.
Pushes them together in a different way and adds new things and tells a different story.
What you're gonna
I do like the environmental details. It definitely looks better.
Is a character with not one but two names from Fast and the Furious, Shah Han.
Thank the light.
Shah Han.
I didn't think we had other Guardians on patrol here.
What I love about the Cosmodrome is it feels like Destiny distilled.
Yeah.
Season of the Hunt picks up where Arrival's left off.
Other forces are taking
like
advantage of the darkness to make their move forward, including Xivu Arath, a sister of Oryx, and she's taking this opportunity to build up an army.
Wait, hold on.
We're
What did she
with
say?
Osiris with an opportunity to build up a sister of Oryx, including Xivu Arath, a sister of
Xivu
Oryx,
Arath. Is that
and she's taking this opportunity
Savathun's
to build up an army.
original name?
And we're working with Osiris to try to stop her.
Osiris goes out, stumbles across these hive growths that are driving combatants crazy.
Ooh.
Osiris is in trouble, and of course you're his only hope.
Oh, nice. Good job. Whoa, that's a cool looking sword. Oh, here's Aldrin. So he's on the moon.
I warned you it was going to be dangerous down here. Impossible.
Dude, that's actually really cool.
We finally catch up to what we saw at the end of Forsaken, where we saw Aldrin being brought back to life by a ghost.
Aldrin, who now refers to himself as Crow, he doesn't know what he did. The
Oh, wait,
slate
so your
that
memories
I
get
cleaned
wiped?
When he was resurrected as a guardian.
We know what he's done.
I did
and we
not know
what
that
he's
your
proven
memories get
capable of
wiped.
Doing. So now we're going to spend some time watching him go back and forth, and that's going to question how we look at him.
I was going to say the spider.
How we look at the light. How we look
Wonder,
at
oh, I wonder if this is the interaction with Petra.
Hunt, we're partnering with the Crow and Osiris to take down the High Celebrant. It's
Okay.
creating these cryptoliths around the system, and those cryptoliths are attracting Elixian Cabal and corrupting them. So Zivu Wrath is essentially corrupting herself an army, and it's our job to put a stop to it.
I'm really excited to see Zivu Wrath fleshed out more and to find out more about her relationship with Savathun and what that means for year 4 of Destiny.
Savathun has been...
Oh, so this is a completely new
dominoes.
person.
And at the end of year 4, she's going to knock down the dominoes. We're going to see what she's been really up to. And so this year, she's putting the last pieces in place.
So hold on, just to touch up on that. I like it. Okay, so they're still doing what they did in year 3, which I actually really do like story-wise and how each season progresses. Yo, what's up, Daniel? How they progress. Each season progresses story-wise. So after Arrival, it's called Season of the Hunt. That's the next season after this one, and obviously we're doing stuff on Europa. We're gonna be dealing with some Vex stuff. Obviously, Aramis is an issue, but then there's going to be like a continuous story progression leading to the next big expansion for year whatever it is, 7 or 8. And it seems like this Hive thing is almost like what we had for Season of the Undying when the Vex were having their little, what was it called? What were the Vex things called? Time loops? I can't remember what the Vex things were called, but that's interesting. I like how they're saying that each of these events are kind of like, they're not the main focus story-wise, but it's going to be building up to, you know, this big finale with the Witch Queen.
Destiny is just a really
Fruit
incredible
Loops.
world.
Yeah.
And there are
I actually forgot what they were
so
called.
many stories for us to tell.
We have a lot to look forward to beyond Light, then the Witch Queen, and then Lightfall, and all the seasonal content between.
Honestly, I'm getting kind of sad because Lightfall sounds like it might be the final DLC, and it might be the end of Destiny.
COVID and working through some of the other turmoil in the world right now has been really challenging.
I have to admit, I've been pleasantly surprised with how well we've been able to get things done.
We're committed to your characters and your community of players, and we want to meet you where you are.
I think the thing that excites me the most about Destiny's future is how much it's rooted in where we come from.
Seeing Phil
And
in
Barracks.
the
Oh,
video,
dude, I remember
finding
seeing the
out
trailer for that.
secrets that we've been hinting at for years.
The story with Aldrin is going to be interesting too.
Continuing to grow and hire.
There's been a lot of rumors that he's going to be the next Hunter Vanguard, but on the other hand,
super excited.
if that's the case, that can't be true because whoever kills the guy that kills the Vanguard is the new leader, and technically we killed him. So that would make us the Vanguard, or Petra. Petra would be the Vanguard because she actually did the final shot. Dude, so far, like, I mean, obviously, you know, limit your expectations, whatever, but every time I see this, I always get excited. I always get excited for every new DLC because I've always enjoyed it, and honestly, this is looking to be really good. I like how they have, like, 4 or 5, like, continuing story arcs, how we're still touching up on, you know, the darkness on Europa, how it's giving us stasis, and we also have to you know, kind of first Aramis, which is trying to regain their powers, you know, from their collapse, you know, as the Elixir. And then we also have the story of the Witch Queen taking place and how it's going to continuously evolve till, you know, the Witch Queen expansion comes out. And then we also have Aldrin and how that's going to play out. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the background. Obviously, we still got the Vex too. That's like another subplot that's going to be happening. So far, man, it looks really cool. I'm excited.